All right, segment 2. The NRL. Some news. Some big news. Would you say it's big news? I do. I think it's big news that they've changed the NRL State of Origin selection process.
It's massive.
Eligibility process.
It's massive news.
I don't like it. As a traditionalist, I don't like it.
Look, I get why they're doing it. They're trying to get the best athletes on the park.
But that's never been about Origin.
I totally agree with you. Origin used to be a selection trial for the Australian team.
Yes.
And to now make it just a NRL product,
I don't like it at all.
I don't like it.
I'll put it into context too. So last year, I'd say Jerome Hughes was probably, he was the Dally M Player of the Year, best halfback consistently for the year. Are you going to say that Jerome Hughes would be picked at number 7 for New South Wales?
This is hypothetical because he's already said he won't play.
That's right, hypothetical, right. So what they're saying is if he's eligible and fits the criteria, he could technically put his hand up.
Agreed. But think about, this is the thing I thought about. Fanua Blake, for instance, right?
Oh, he was another name mentioned, yeah.
He's said, I'm in for New South Wales, right? And I would too. It's 90 grand if he plays all 3 games.
That's not the point of it.
But then, like, there's guys, your front rower from
May.
Yep. He won't get a look in if Fanua Blake's around, even though they don't like him anyway.
Yeah, that worked out well for New South Wales during last year's
series.
That was good. Good selection processes. I loved it.
I don't like it.
No, I don't.
I was saying to you last year, I had the shits that Haas was going to play for Samoa and the Hammer was going to play for Samoa. Yeah. And I was saying, well, if they want to do that, then they can't play Origin and they can't play for Australia. All right. But now they're saying that I just think it loses its integrity. It
does. For me, I agree with that, which I hate to do, but I do agree with you because as a traditionalist, we've seen some amazing performances come from both Queensland and New South Wales over time, where the passion of being a New South Welshman or a Queenslander comes to fruition, and that is what Origin's about. It's about the passion, it's about the history. I don't like the idea of just, as we're saying, let's get the best players, but I also don't like, as in the best players from any nationality representation, etc. But I also don't like the fact that we're seeing Samoa, Tonga, and these other islander nations explode in popularity, and their matches on the international stage are phenomenal. And I think this could take away a little bit of that.
Yeah, but I think it will hurt the Australian Rugby League, the Kangaroos, because the step up into Origin is going to be guys who are Australian players that can't play for Samoa or they can't play for New Zealand that are going to miss out on State of Origin, which means they don't get blooded into rep football.
Yeah.
And then suddenly they're playing for Australia against guys that have been blooded into rep football.
Yeah, so I agree with you. I'd like other people's comments on it, whether they think we're wrong or whether they think we're right and why, because I do think it's a very interesting point. It's very polarising, this conversation.
Well, has it been polarising? I think the media has been very...
I think it will be polarising.
I think the media has been very positive about it. I think they've been towing the
Let's see what happens
line
when they select Fanua Blake or when they select someone who...
Pretty good pack for Fanua Blake and Haas in the front row.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I'm not a fan of, the rule was that if you played for a Tier 2 nation, you could play, you could play Origin and then you could go. The fact that Samoa and Tonga were coming through and becoming Tier 1 nations, I think the whole thing's going to end up with, the Kiwis were a good side this year. The Samoa were a good side this year. Yeah. The other thing I think about from a Queensland perspective, right, they've had this culture of they bring their players up through their systems, and they absolutely love Queensland, right? Down here you don't see a lot of New South Wales jerseys, you don't see a lot of you go up to Queensland and every second bloke, and outside of rugby league season, is wearing the Queensland gear, right? Yeah. I don't know how that's going to go with alienating those fans when they're seeing. That's what
I think as well. I do think that they've got a possibility to alienate their fans by not sticking to the history of it, not sticking to the tradition of it. So, watch this space, I guess.
But I get why he's done it. He wants the best talent on the field.
Yeah, I don't necessarily understand why he's done it, because you're tinkering with something that's not broken.
Yeah.
Again, like year in, year out, the ratings are outstanding. The TV, the spectacle's great. The stadiums are packed. I don't understand why you would. I'm not questioning Volandis, because I think he has done an amazing job as an administrator of this game, but I just don't understand this particular decision. I don't like this decision. But I'm not going to lose.
He's done a few things lately that I'm, not overly supportive of.
Yeah.
But you give him the benefit of the doubt based on his track record.
Well, he's always looking to improve the game, and I think that's good. You have to, as well, I've always said, you've got to evolve. But in this situation...
I think the New Zealand call for a state of origin now seems quite, as a cynical person, looks quite planned, that we're going to give them a state of origin. Oh, by the way, you're going to have Kiwis involved, right?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, maybe.
I'm not terribly worried about the English players playing state of origin. I don't think that's going to happen.
I remember they were raising it when Sam Burgess was at his peak, and that I was like, mate, Sam Burgess would be great in origin, but it's not the arena for him. Same with Tal Malolo when he was the best second rower. He talked about playing state of origin. They said, no, you're not eligible. Now that whole thing changes. It flips the script. But as I said, I'm not going to lose sleep over it.
I know you probably don't, but I used to like the City Country game.
I did like it, but when it was a true selection process, and then it just stopped being a selection process.
And then it started being a reward for,
Mate, average players. They were picking no one, so no one wanted to play.
Corey Hughes got a reward for service to the game, got a game at hooker, and he was never going to be a representative hooker.
Mate, there were a number of players that got there that got selected for City Country that were never in the selector's mind for Origin.
Yeah.
So it was. I remember when Chief Harrigan and those guys were playing in the day, it was a true pre-selection for Origin, and then over time it just became a gimmick.
Yeah.
And
I still think that they should have stuck with that.
I do too.
Selection trial
as a selection trial and put the best up against each other. Let them bash each other and see how it goes. But maybe they're just saying it's too much rugby league in a year, maybe.
Sucks.
Fair enough. All right, so we've got Perth Bears news. We've got Scott Sorensen has agreed to a 2-year deal, leaving Penrith to go to the Bears, and Sharks Talakai.
Well, he hasn't signed, but
Sophia Talakai is in talks and has said he'll go if the talks are. I guess it comes down to money.
I don't think he's getting a deal from the Sharks.
Well,
I don't think they'll match the money that he's going to get from Perth.
I don't think he should either. I think he should. I don't think they should offer him a deal either, because he's kind of lost at the moment. He's a second rower. No, he's a centre. He's a utility.
But that's on the Sharks.
Yeah, I think that he's a very good.
He was never a centre ever. He played one.
Ask
very
Brad
good,
Parker.
Yeah.
He'll tell you he was a centre.
Yeah, still having nightmares. But he, they're saying he's an Origin player. He played for 4 minutes and dropped the ball on the one. So let's not get carried away. Scott Sorensen's a really good signing.
Yeah, he is.
Ex-Shark.
I was going to say he was at the Sharks, and you guys didn't see his talent.
He's a very good player. He's consistent. One of those older hardheads that we were talking about that they needed to bring into.
I like the
club.
signings, mate. I do. I like the signings a lot, to be honest. I think they're
they're good signings, and they're talking about getting McGuinness from the Sharks as well.
I thought he was talking about going to PNG.
Yeah, either. He's happy to go to either. He'll play anywhere apparently.
Yeah.
He's getting a bit long in the tooth though. So.
Well, Toby Rudolph in the news today was saying that he'd love to go to PNG.
Oh, good on him.
He said he'll be 30 years old towards the end of his career.
That's the player you're going to get up there.
No, but again, the Dolphins have shown the track record of what you need to build a successful club, and that is some good young players that probably aren't ready for first grade and some real old heads to show them how to get ready for first
Sharks
grade.
are going to get stripped.
Yeah.
They're going to get stripped.
They need to. They need a rebuild.
That's why they're going to let a lot of them go.
Yeah.
Bring some young blokes in. We'll have 3 or 4 lean years and then come back firing if the coach survives.
Yeah. Well, Toby Rudolph was openly talking about the tax breaks you'll get from PNG. He actually laughed and said they'll put me in a compound living with everyone. They won't be able to escape. He said, so if people can't get away from it, mate, he is one of the funniest blokes in rugby league, to be honest with you. He is a classic. So, so
put Matt Duffy in there and see what happens. They'll be climbing over the walls.
Bloody hell. So they're 2 good signings for the Perth Bears. Obviously, one's confirmed and the other one's in talks. Good luck to them. They need a strong team, mate. So, and the last story, mate, I'll let you talk about this. Kick it off. Was Ray Stone did a story in the news about his shoulders being reconstructed.
So he did an AC joint both of them. So he did one arm, kept playing, did another AC joint in one game. I think there was 9 or 10 rounds to go, and he didn't train for the rest of the season. And the only time in this article they talk about, the only time he got relief was when he got a needle at half time. That was the best part of his week, was getting a needle which wore off in 30 minutes. So,
can you imagine the pain? So we are the Raystone Fan Club.
Yep.
It's fair to say.
President and secretary.
And we've named the award after him for Defensive Player of the Year or Defensive Player of the Week, as we like to give, just purely because of how devastating a defender he is.
And how tough he is.
And he does it with no shoulders.
No shoulders, yeah.
Can you imagine the pain you are going through week in, week out, that you need both shoulders to be needled to continue to play football at the highest level?
Well, there's players that get a little niggle and they're off the field, and he's playing through it. They were really down on troops.
Yeah, they were. He made a tackle in one of those games where his shoulders were shot and he saved a try.
Yeah.
And apparently Christian Wolf, the coach, loves him.
Absolutely
loves him. Just loves the way he trains, the way he plays. But he also said there's no guarantee he's going to be in the starting 17. But he said, if that happens, it happens. If it doesn't, I'm ready to go. That's the attitude you want.
Yeah, that's what you want.
That's what I mean where you talk about get the old heads in. If you get the right old head to come into a team, especially that you're building, and it's someone like a Ray Stone, the young ones see how he trains, how he prepares, and how he plays, and it rubs off on them. And they're the ones that you want to mentor the young ones coming through.
Totally agree, mate.
And that, so he had one shoulder done, and then 4 weeks later he got the other shoulder done.
Yeah. And
then to top it off, to be even in more pain, he got married.
Yeah, that's serious pain there.
That's just madness.
Well, they're in the honeymoon phase. Give it another year and we'll see.
Yeah.
But he's had a couple of kids with her. I think he's been in pain for a while.
So he's and congrats on the wedding. We will do anything we can, hopeful, to get him on the show at some point. We'll beg, steal, borrow, promise. I don't know. It's great to get him on here.
Let's hope he's got more sense than that.
Well, he got married. Can't have too much sense. So
we will be sending this to him.
So I do have a joke about weddings, but I think it starts off about Adolf Hitler, so I don't think it'll go too far. We'll cut that.
Let's not do that.
We'll cut that one. Okay. Yeah. All right. So we'll go into the preseason round 2.
Let's go, Jace.
Titans were the first game up, beating the Dolphins 24-12.
I was a bit surprised by this game, to be honest, with how good the Titans were. The Dolphins had a pretty good pack, and they basically they lost control of the middle of the field. They had the halfback there, Katoa,
yep.
And I would have expected them to give a little bit of a better showing than that, but they missed 47 tackles.
Yeah, it's not good, and their pack was definitely dominated. And I've got to look at their pack again for this week, and we'll discuss a bit more. But it's not actually a strong pack on paper.
Yeah,
it's not they are.
Well, you're talking Flegler, Gilbert.
Yeah, it's not a bigger
Donahue.
I think they've got Molo starting at the front row. I don't know. It doesn't seem to have that big name.
I'm not rapping that I love Stoney, right?
Yeah.
And we just discussed my man crush with him, right? But I always find when he's on the field, he controls the speed of their line. He's really good at talking. He's really good at motivating the line. They seemed to miss that the other night. Their line speed was slow.
Well, again, we can't get lost on us that it is a trial match. But
you would expect that pack to hold a reserve grade pack of the Titans.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, it was a bit ordinary, a bit flat. So maybe let's see how they go this week with a new game. Maybe they'll come out a bit different, but they were a bit disappointing. Do you think it's panic stations?
No.
There you go.
None of these games are panic stations.
Well, I think it's panic stations for the Dragons because Lachlan Ilias.
Yes, we will.
Lachlan Ilias was very good.
He was very good.
He was very good for the Titans.
Well, let's stay on script.
Well, that is on script. He was good for the Titans.
Yes, he was.
Dude, seriously,
very
just
good.
Keep up.
I don't want to get into smashing the Dragons.
I'm not smashing the Dragons. I was talking about Lachlan Ilias being good for
I haven't got off the Dolphins yet.
No, yeah.
I just wanted to say how good Cobbo looked.
And he's fit.
He looked really fit, and he his power running was outstanding.
They've got him on the wing this week,
right?
Which is I think where they want to put him.
I didn't mind him in centre.
I think they've got the best thing with him. Your fullback is covered, your centre's covered, and your wing's covered if anything happens.
And he can play back row. He's that big.
He's a big unit.
Yeah,
but I wouldn't put him there. I think he would do him a disservice if you put him in the pack. I really do. I think he's he's got a lot of footy left, and I think he'll start to show people what
and
he
I
can
thought
do.
Lachlan Ilias was good.
Lachlan Ilias wasn't good. He was outstanding in that game.
He was good.
And I think he controlled. Now, he won't probably get a look in this team. I don't believe he will, with their halves that they're going to run with once the team was come out for the start of the season, which will be Jaden Campbell. Like he'll be there.
Yeah.
So Lachlan, I think, will just be there for cover.
Wouldn't be surprised if he comes off the bench.
I don't think he will, to be honest. I think they'll. I think he'll either make a start if they are struggling for direction on the park. If you need, because he's more of that kind of game manager.
Yep.
Whereas Jaden Campbell is just more of that. I'm going to tear you apart in attack. So if they want more of the game manager, they'll look to him. The Titans have made a couple of signings too. They've got Dean Iramina from the Storm. He played a bit of first grade on the wing, more not so much last year, the year before. So he's quite a good footy player. So they got him as, again, some cover. And they got a guy from the Tigers, Tukey Simpkins. Now, he did play a bit of first grade a few years ago, then was mainly just a park footy player last year. But the Titans have given him a go, and his stats on the weekend, he had 22 tackles, but he also had 117 run meters, which was the most by a forward in that whole game. So it'll be good if they've turned him around, because he's quite a bigger fella, a bit heavier set. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they can do with him.
What do you think of De Groot at the back of the Titans?
Well, I saw what he could do last year. He's solid, but he's no Kinney.
No.
Kinney's outstanding, mate.
They got a little bit of depth there, though, you have to say.
They got great depth. Oh, here we go. Our lovely wives have messaged us from Fiji.
Righto.
Would you like to do a dial-in for your podcast? We're a little drunk, though.
That's a hard no.
Yeah, we'll say no to that one.
Let's just ignore it.
Probably not, I'll say. Probably not.
Blame me. Say no, thank you. Jesus Christ. We've got some issues, Jason.
They've gone international and we're in trouble. All right, the next game, Raiders beat the Storm 32-6.
Yeah, another surprising, pretty poor effort from the Storm. Not that they had.
I disagree.
They weren't great.
No,
they missed 48 tackles.
Yeah, sorry. When I say disagree, I mean like generally with everything you say. But I disagree in the sense that for 20 minutes, they were very good and very competitive. And they did not have, they had one first grader, as we said, it was Trentley Hero. They were solid for that 20-minute. They moved the ball. They got some really good young players.
He got lit up a few times too.
Yeah.
The only first grader on the park got lit up.
And he was on there, I think, for the whole time.
Yeah, he's getting punished.
He was getting punished. Satrick, their number 9, the backup 9, obviously behind Harry Grant, he was outstanding. So, yes, they got dominated, but they didn't get dominated until probably 20 minutes into the game.
We're now into their flag guys.
Yeah, and I just think they actually had some players. They got a guy, Lizardi, the second rower, seen as the replacement for Eli Katoa, who's obviously concussion protocol.
Yep.
Very strong player.
Yeah.
Very good second rower. Another young kid that can do anything. I just liked them for 20 minutes. And I know they weren't good. Obviously, they got beaten convincingly.
Lit.
But they were up against a team that had a fair few first graders in that team.
Second string.
Yeah, but still. And what I don't mind is Owen Paddy. I've said it before. Canberra have 3 hookers. Owen Paddy's, in my mind, why the Bears aren't ringing him and going, mate, well, you'll be a starting hooker if you come here in 2027. He's an outstanding player. Tom Starling will be the first choice, and Brayley will be your second choice.
Maybe. Brayley's getting old.
You reckon?
Yeah, he was struggling to get a run at Newcastle.
Yeah, but sometimes that's personality related.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's my opinion on the game.
Thought Joe Roddy played well for Canberra, 148 metres, and I thought Chevy Stewart at the back was
good.
Really, really good.
Yeah.
So he's got he's got some pretty good players in front of him, but
yeah,
it shows their depth pieces there at Canberra, and same with Storm, but it wasn't much chop that game.
No. Still, it was good footy. All right, the next game, look, we won't only quickly touch on it. North Queensland 66, Panthers 24.
Well, what would you expect from a fully fledged NRL side against nobodies?
Yeah, but one thing I liked about it was just the fact that it was a full strength team did what they should do.
Agreed.
All right, so then they did. And I thought for the season coming up, Reid Marnie looked outstanding.
Yeah, mate. He was the best player on the field.
He was outstanding. I really think that is going to be a great purchase. Clifford was great at 6. Purdue was great in the centres.
Look, their issue's never been scoring points.
It's stopping
been defence.
It's stopping him. Yep.
They didn't have to do too much in that game. So
the Panthers' depth got shown, I think, towards the end. They scored 24 points when I think the Cows rested everyone. I still thought it was good to see the Cows put on their starting 17 and do exactly what you expect, because you would be concerned if it was like, 24 all and you've played your best players for 40 minutes.
If you're St George and Souths.
We'll get into that.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got Manly 33, Warriors 18 was the next game.
Well, half the Warriors were playing in the All-Stars game.
Yeah. I know, but I thought their pack would do better than what they did.
No, I didn't think so. I thought Manly reserve grade side's not a bad side.
Brandon Wakeham was a hooker, and I think he did very well. He's been a bit of a journeyman now.
Yep.
Being overseas as well. Usually a half, but now he's playing 9. Brian was their backup prop. He had 100 metres, 29 tackles, and Corey Waddell was solid. So I think
I did struggle to get interested in this game.
Yeah, well, it was a bit of a struggle. But look, Manly won 33-18. They did what they had to do. And for me, the stats are really even in this game if you have a look at them. I think Manly just seemed to take advantage of the opportunities they got, whereas the Warriors didn't. And I think that comes down to their halves. Just been a bit ordinary.
Young and not the people who are going to be there.
Tanner Boyd was there.
Let's go on. He's a battler, mate.
All right, I'm excited. Everyone just give me a moment.
Oh, God.
Tigers, Roosters.
Jeez, you carried on.
Tigers 42, Roosters 26. I don't know about you guys, but I've bought my tickets to the grand final.
This is the bullshit that I was copying.
It was
listening to
the Tigers were down
rubbish.
16-0 after 20. They bounced back 16-10 at the half.
Roosters pulled all their reserve grade players off the park.
Lit them up with some of the exceptional rugby league. Exceptional. I did say too at the start of last week's podcast, we were talking about the game. One, we said that the Roosters are morals. Okay, I was wrong about that.
They can play 6 players and still win. Yep.
I did say keep a watch out for Macassini, the centre.
You did, and he is special.
He is a special talent.
They need to play him.
Yeah, so I think they will. He's 18 years old, scored 3 tries, and one of the tries he scored I thought was very, very good.
Well, who was his opposite? It was a first grade player. He lit up.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name, but
ran through him.
Yeah, it was just off one foot, and it was just all power.
Yeah.
And the bloke looked like he was doing an NFL tackle. There was no arms in it. It was just a shoulder. I don't know what was going on, but yeah, he looks special. So he'll end. I think the Roosters and the Dogs are already talking to him.
Shut up. They're going to probably buy him too. But no, I thought, I'll tell you, the try of the year was in that game.
Okay.
Okay, so Tavana was the Tigers winger.
I think you're going off a bit early, mate. Seriously.
That was the try of the year. Individual effort.
Right.
Okay. So if anyone hasn't seen it, go and watch it. This guy was 10 metres into touch, at least. Okay,
he
maybe
was
not.
in the first row of the grandstand.
He dived with the ball in hand, his whole body's out, and somehow he spun the ball around to plant it in the corner for a miraculous try, and it was an exceptional effort. Showed great athleticism. it was a very, very good try. Okay, if this was during the regular season, everyone would be saying it's try of the year.
Fair enough.
There were defensive issues for both teams. The Tigers, dead set, had no names playing, and they only made 6 errors, which is good. Look, I do think that the Roosters got shown up in their depth. I just don't think they have much depth.
Okay. I'm not getting real excited about a trial game.
Oh, come on.
Mate, you
That's all I have.
All I got was, do you want a ticket to the grand final to watch the Tigers? That's all I got. And it was the biggest carry-on. I asked your wife, were you as full as a state school? And she said he's had a few.
I'd had a few, and I was finally watching my team. I don't get to cheer much, okay? This team kills me. And I was excited.
After 20 minutes, you weren't that happy?
I got what I expected after 20 minutes, and then by the end of the game, I'm like, we're going to the grand final. Okay, so the next game was the Knights 0, Dogs 28. The Knights attack was very ordinary. Both teams were almost at full strength.
So the only thing the Knights didn't have was Ponga.
Yeah.
I've got serious concerns over whether Brown is a 7.
I don't believe he's a 7.
I think I might have texted you at the time. He's an eyes up 5'8".
Yeah, I agree.
He's not a organising half.
And I think that's how he played for New Zealand.
He did, right?
And he was exceptional.
His short kicking game is woeful.
I agree.
He's good at the, run at the line, short passing. But there was a couple of, cut-out balls, 20-metre cut-out balls to unmarked centres and wingers that it just didn't go to hand. A little bit like Lockie Galvin last year.
Yeah. He's not an organiser.
It's going to be a long year for the Knights because I just don't see him as a 7.
I agree. I don't see him as a I agree. I think that they'll change that. I do think.
And
they
the power game of the Dogs pack, the Knights just couldn't go with them. The power game they won every single battle in that game.
Yeah, I say so. This is weird stat for a trial match, but Phoenix Crossland had 40 tackles. They must have kept him on the field for a long time, which is unusual for a trial match. Like, wouldn't you? He's a first grader, you know what he can do, but he had him out there for a while. Greg Marju had over 200 metres running, which is good, but I don't know.
But he gets, people talk about that, but wingers get a lot of free metres.
He gets a lot of free metres, and he always is looking to beat the tackle, and he's got the offload, but I think they need more speed. I think they're not going to trouble teams with him. I think they need actual speed to trouble teams on the edges, and I don't think he brings that.
I think he's too big. He's
that's what I
basically
mean.
built like a front row.
That's what I mean. I think he's too big. They had really poor completions. They were 28 from 43, where the Dogs were 38 from 45. So that's vastly different. The Dogs missed 37 tackles, but they still scrambled really well. Matt Burton did a minor hemi twinge. They reckon he's going to be fine. And Stilly Tupanua I think he killed someone in that game.
Yeah, he did.
That hit was enormous.
Yep.
God love rugby league. It's almost back. Did you see their big recruit, Leo Thompson? He's out for 2 months with a torn calf.
No, I didn't.
So he's out for 2 months. So they've given him big dollars to come over from the Knights. And apparently when he turned up, they were not impressed with the condition he turned up in. So they sent him away to go with one of their trainers. And now he's torn his calf and he's out for 2 months.
He's not going to last long.
So, so does that say something about the Knights as well, in the sense that your players aren't up to speed physically? Or do you think he just might have had a massive off-season?
I wonder whether he wasn't told what the Dogs expect coming back into... if you've been playing for the Knights and their expectation is we'll get you fit once you come back from holidays, where the Dogs, most rugby league teams say you need to turn up ready to go. So they probably don't want you match fit, but they obviously want
something from you.
But we don't know whether he was dealing with injuries that he couldn't train or
absolutely.
We don't know. So
I mean, that calf muscle, I don't know if it could have happened any time. So he's out for 2 months, which is a big blow for the Dogs because they did lack that middle. They did lack that forward.
Geez, they got, they got some talent.
They do.
But it's all utilities.
Yes.
That's a worry. What did you think of Galvin? He's got taller. He's put some weight on.
Yeah, but I don't think Lockie Galvin's going to be an exceptional football player, but I don't believe he'll be an exceptional halfback.
So I thought his kicking game was poor.
But it was poor last year.
I
thought
Hayward's service out of dummy half was
he was good.
I thought it was really good.
He was good. I liked
his defence was pretty good. So
that's a good off season for him.
I think so. But I was expecting more from Galvin.
Galvin gave me what I expected. As I said, mate, he will be a great. He reminds me of Scott Hill. Scott Hill was a fantastic lock forward for Melbourne Storm. Very like that rangy, like tough offload, good passing game. They could put him at the 6, and it was a handful. And that's how I see Galvin. But I don't see him as a 7, and I don't know why they are sticking with it. But maybe, as I said,
mate, pride, mate.
No, but they're better judges than me and you.
Okay.
All right. They've been around rugby league at the highest level for a very long time, watching talent, playing it, etc.
Why do you don't think they get it wrong?
They do get it wrong, but I'm hoping they don't.
I agree with you. I think that Galvin's going to be a very good rugby league player. I just don't think he's a 7.
But I don't know what they're seeing that we're not. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what they're seeing in him as a 7 that they're obsessed about to say that he's our 7, or is it just a case of they don't have anyone else?
I think that those guys would be better at picking raw talent, right, than two fat blokes, right?
Hey, I'm trimmed down. 15 kilos.
Good job, mate. I think that as you watch the game and as they mature, you say, I always thought he was like I do with Mitchell, Latrell Mitchell.
Yeah.
But I'll say, I think he's a centre.
Yeah.
Right. I think we can probably pick positionally where they're best suited. Yep. Right. I think they can probably pick raw talent better than what we could. Yep. Right. But I don't necessarily think that once they get their mind set on pigeonholing them in a position, that they like to pivot because of ego gets in the way.
It shows they're wrong.
Yeah.
But I just don't.
And I'm not saying I'm a better judge than Gould. I'm just saying that.
I'd say you're better judge than Gould.
I'm just saying that we could probably pick positionally, and we're not invested in them being there, and politics don't get in the way.
So you think that their ego would stop them from? Is basically stopping them from putting him elsewhere.
Yep.
So I don't know.
1,000%.
I don't know if it's ego, or I don't know if there's anyone better that could play 7 at the Dogs.
Well, that's probably a factor in it as well.
They've gone all in on forwards, centres. They've gone, I think they've got 19 fullbacks signed up. They've got centres galore. They've got, Stilly Tupanua. They've got Preston. They've got kick out. They've got great second rowers. They've invested heavily in Leo Thompson. So they are investing heavily in it. They've kind of ignored the halfback position, or they've got a junior coming through. But either way, it's not working out for them at the moment.
Well, maybe that's the plan. They're going to bring Woods through.
Maybe.
And get rid of Burton and slide.
Well, mate, I heard that there's talk he won't be there by June. But
I don't know to believe. But
did you see? I've got to find the footage. He did a field goal, NFL field goal. They recorded. I think the Dogs put it out there of him at training, just fucking around with the ball, and it was an NFL ball. So it's a lot different to kick, and he kicked a 68-yard field goal. Now, that is the NFL record.
Yeah.
And he did it like it was nothing. I honestly believe...
He might get picked up.
Mate, I honestly believe he will get picked up at some point. Or he'll at least go over and show what he can do over there as a punter.
He'd get $9 million.
Mate, I honestly... And I know it sounds weird, but the AFL players do it. He has a booming kick.
But he'd be all right. I know the punters are punters, but... I'll tell you what, if they got free, he wouldn't be shy of tackling them either.
So anyway, I know that was a bit off topic. Yeah, but so that was the Dogs were good, mate. I think again, the Dogs are good against a shit team. They would have to still be a bit concerned that will be their mandate again this year. dominate the crap teams, get dominated by the good teams.
I'd say that's going to happen.
All right, the next game was South 28, St George 24 in the old Charity Shield.
Jake said it was called the Charity Shield.
Yeah, I told you it was. Anyway, we'll move on.
Told me it wasn't and you didn't care.
The
tape.
The Dragons came out with a full-strength team.
Yep.
South definitely did not have a full-strength team. They had a team of no ones.
Yep.
And they lost. So the Dragons lost. They are in for a long season.
Well, they are, and I'm telling you, Flano and Atkinson were poor.
Atkinson had some bright spots. Some,
really?
Oh,
I didn't think
I'm trying to say he had some classy touches.
Again, I don't think he's a 5'8".
I don't know.
I think he's a back rower.
He looks too slow to be in the halves.
That's what I'm saying.
Flano just is not the answer of any question asked. I just don't rate this team.
I'll say with Flano, his effort is outstanding. He just doesn't have the skills.
A lot of players have effort. Doesn't mean they have long careers.
Yeah.
He's had a very long career with no effort.
I know you're not a fan, right? But
I'm not a fan. I just don't think he's a good player.
I would have, if his dad wasn't Shane Flanagan, is he playing? He doesn't make an NRL side, does he?
If his dad's not the coach, he's not playing first grade.
He's a journeyman reserve grade player.
Yeah.
So that's
my opinion.
Well, I'm with you.
Leilua, back rower for the Dragons, was a bright spot.
You read my notes?
Well, consider mine are in pen, and I wrote them ages ago. He had 100 metres, 22 tackles, and 6 tackle breaks.
He looks fit.
He looks fit. They reckon he's dropped 5 or 6 kilos.
I will say, they bait him. He's got an anger issue.
I think it's a frustration issue in a bad team.
Yeah, because they were. Well, it wasn't long into the game where he.
Yeah, but he could see that they're bad.
The centre from South that scored the first try.
Yeah.
He got him upset straight away.
Yeah.
And then he made a really bad error.
He's got to tone that down.
And he's got to mature.
Yeah,
You're getting too old to be doing that bullshit.
Yeah. Well, he's becoming a bit of a journeyman. I think he started at the Dragons, went to the Tigers, went to the Cowboys, and now he's back at the Dragons.
Yeah.
Players don't generally jump around that often unless there's some issues there sometimes. I think, though, he looks outstanding and he's in for a good year.
He is, but if he's given away penalties, not if he not play. There's good to be aggressive, but you've got to play within yourself. And he was pretty poor in that department.
I think, I don't disagree.
Discipline, you may not, you can be the best player in the world, but if you got no discipline, then you're good to anyone.
No, exactly. I get that. Matt Duffy was outstanding. 200 metres run, 18, 5 tackle breaks. So 200 metres run for 18 runs. So that's massive.
He's going to be a good backup.
He's a good backup. I think it shows back to the Bears that there is talent out there if you go and buy it. Like, Matt Duffy is a perfect example. He would not look out of place in any rugby league team in first grade.
Yeah.
But again, are there off-field issues or teammate issues that people don't like? It's like Jackson Hastings was a child prodigy of rugby league and just bounced around from team to team. And after about 2 years, everyone got sick of him and just kept moving him on to other teams, right? Yeah. Is that a Duffy problem?
Yes, that's a Duffy problem, 100%.
But no,
I'm going to give you this name here, right? Because I can't read this guy.
Yeah, Talanoa Penatani.
Yep, that's the South centre I was talking about.
Yeah,
he made Moses Suley look absolutely reserve grade quality. This kid lit him up.
I think Suley's a bigger player and maybe a bit too big at the moment.
Well, yeah, he's always had that problem, hasn't he, Moses? Yeah. But I'm telling you, this kid has got massive potential. Massive.
Okay.
And Seti 2 for the Dragons on the wing. He was really good.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't because needed him.
He wasn't now.
He needed to score a try.
But they didn't score any.
He didn't score.
Right.
And when your multi needs that try and he doesn't do it.
Well, I'm telling you, he was good.
He will be in first grade. he'll be in their starting side week
that's
1.
right. And mate, by the looking at Shane Flano, I know it was a.
No, he's worried.
He was.
Mate, this is the thing. Like the Cowboys won 66-24 with a first grade team. This was another first grade team up against a team of no ones. And they got done. I mean, Tallis Duncan was there. They did have some first graders.
But South shouldn't have got anywhere near a first
and they
grade
lost their
side.
halfback in the opening minute.
Yeah, mate, it was embarrassing. It was embarrassing. All right, get on to the next embarrassment.
I've been looking forward to it. Eels 40, Sharks 6.
You're such a child.
I am.
Such a
mate,
child.
the Sharks were shit. So the Sharks, their backs were basically no ones, but their forwards were almost full strength, almost, except for Fanua Blake and Brayley.
Yes.
And you were terrible. You guys had no speed, no urgency. Parramatta were exceptional with speed and urgency. The Parramatta depth is amazing. They've got a lot of good players there, good young players.
I don't think the Sharks won any battles.
No.
So they didn't win the forward battle.
No.
They didn't win the spine battle. They didn't win the wing battle. They didn't win.
No, they were terrible.
They didn't win anything. They missed 53 tackles.
You had 30 ineffective tackles, which means that 30. That means there can be offloads in those tackles. They just weren't strong one-on-one hits. It was awful.
Our backup wingers and centres
Terrible.
are turnstiles.
Well, Stone Street will play on the wing in first grade when that season starts. I reckon he's lined up and he's got good form for it. But even he was disappointing.
Yep.
I thought he was disappointing as a winger. Like your whole team stunk.
It was appalling.
And you know what's even? And I'll get into this other game. Game.
Hang on. Wait, just 1 second. This is a trial game played with nobodies, right?
Yes.
The structure was out the window, so I can't get too angry about it. I was pissed on Sunday night.
You can get angry because
I just expected more from them.
Yeah, but when you've got your pack starting, and they got dominated.
40-6, they got beat.
They got dominated. Your pack. So I don't.
You're not
know.
telling me anything I don't know. I'm just saying that it wasn't.
And,
It wasn't up to standard, that's for sure.
It's not like they had Moses didn't play, Gutho didn't play. They did have some good players, Para. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, you guys were terrible.
Gutho played for the Dragons.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah,
that's
why would he play for Para?
That's a real bad.
Do better, mate.
Sorry, that's bad.
Yeah.
No,
Funny
Moses
though.
and who was it? Oh, no. So
just move on, mate.
yeah, I'll move on.
So can we move on from this shit show?
I was so excited. That's why
I wasn't gonna. I'm not gonna buy grand final tickets this year for watching the Sharks play.
No, they won't be playing the Tigers. That's for sure.
I'll tell you what. If you're a Para supporter, you'd be very keen.
I was not a fan of Riles as a coach midway through the year, and I am hopefully admitting that I'm completely wrong because the way I love how fast they play. They're looking always for opportunities. The ball movement's great. The enthusiasm's great. Like, that is something that's exciting. Paris should be excited. If you're a season ticket holder, as I am, it's exciting.
I was not critical of Riles at all. I thought he was going to be very, very good. So I'm right again.
All-Stars game. Maoris versus the Indigenous All-Stars. 14 all. Good game. Exciting game. Thought... the All-Stars probably a bit unlucky at the end. Jaden Campbell, our man, almost stole victory. There were a couple of performances in this game that were good, some that I probably was not overly impressed with. Blake Steep was exceptional.
He was.
Roosters back rower. He was very good. I thought your man, obviously, Trindle was very good. I thought Hines wasn't.
Hines ran for 141 metres.
But that's my issue.
For a 7, that was outstanding.
But for a 7, though, like, I watched the game from a different point where I just felt that he stifled the attack by running all the time. He didn't trouble him when he ran either.
The guy can't win. He either doesn't run enough or he runs too much. Like, you don't know what the game plan was, what he was told to do.
So you're saying that go out and run for over 100 metres and that's a good game plan?
That might have been their game plan.
I just felt that you got good backs, like feed him the ball occasionally. Okay. Very testy on that one.
I thought he was okay, mate, to be honest. I thought I saw the biggest halfback I've ever seen playing for the Maoris, Fisher Harris. He was This guy, I thought he was phenomenal, right?
He's a unit, yeah. He's a good player.
Set up 2 tries,
Yeah.
right? He ran for 176 metres while he wasn't playing halfback. He was, and mate, the best player on the field by 100 mile. Your mate, Royce Hunt, was outstanding.
Yeah, he's trimmed right up.
He was really
good.
Huge
last year. They started him in one game, and then after that they said, you're not starting again because he was so unfit.
Yeah.
And then he
looks
he
fantastic.
Looks fit. Yeah.
So the concept for that is quarters, which I wasn't a fan of, right?
Oh, who cares?
They had a 31-man, 31 interchanges each.
Yeah.
I think the squads were 22 players.
Yeah.
And everyone got a run.
Yeah.
So the game's on the line, and you take Trindle off, you bring Campbell on. Mate, I don't.
Not a bad sub.
I know, but Trindle had the game by the balls. And
Trindle was good. Trindle was very good.
But he's very good against.
I just did not like Hines in attack. I just didn't like it. He didn't threaten them.
I'm not a fan of the concept. All right, I'm not a fan. I don't mind the game itself with Indigenous and them out. I didn't like the fact that
I'm not
unlimited
saying racist. I'm just saying
unlimited interchanges and all that sort of stuff. It really finds it hard for those teams to get cohesion.
Yeah,
and that's why you get
that. I understand that.
That's why you don't get a lot of points.
Fair enough.
I thought Harrotti was awful.
Well, I was going to say Fogarty was not great either. Jamal Fogarty, when he came on, just didn't offer anything.
Yeah. Well, Harrotti couldn't tackle to save his life, so anyway, he plays for the Sharks people. So
you're a tough one. All right, so we move on. Preseason game, round 3. We start Friday night. We do have. I'll tell you. Sorry, who else was good was Kinney.
Yeah, he was.
Kinney is going to be amazing this year for the Titans at fullback. You blink and you miss him. He's lightning.
I agree.
Titans have some very exciting players this year.
I mean, I'm pretty high on them at the moment.
Yeah, I'm a bit high.
I say next week, production meeting people, you're all invited. We're going to do our final top 8
Okay, fine, good.
And the spoon.
Yeah.
For so this will be the one we play at the end of the season where we.
So from the Tigers down to the Sharks.
You do you.
All
boo.
in between.
You do you, boo. So you just do top 4. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, all right.
Right.
Okay.
Off we go.
That just you can cut that. All right, we're moving on.
No, I like the production meetings in the middle of podcasts. Thank you very much.
We've got Friday night. We kick off with the Warriors versus the Dolphins. Both of them named a full-strength team. Cobbo on the wing. Interesting hooker choice for the Warriors is Brad Schneider, who came over from Penrith as a backup halfback.
Yep.
Came through from the Raiders as well as a halfback. Very good at his role. Interesting. Still no Metcalf. They've got Tanner Boyd and Luke Hanson in the halves. I don't like Tanner Boyd in the halves. Not a fan of his. I think he's a bit too slow and stifles them as well. The Dolphins have they're really only missing the hammer, and their pack looks a bit light, but we'll see how they go.
Corey's not playing either.
Yeah, so
and no Ray.
No Ray. See, that's why they're going to get rolled, because they don't have someone to kill people in the middle.
Yep. So I'm taking the Warriors.
I'm going to still go the Dolphins because I don't like the halves of the Warriors.
Fair enough.
All right. We're going to go to the grand final preview. Tigers versus Panthers.
Yep.
I'm going to get so embarrassed about this because the Tigers are going to get fucking annihilated.
No, stay solid, mate.
So
stay solid. You've got to be positive at some point.
They're both at full strength. We've got Macassini, the try-scoring sensation from last week. He's on the wing. Dewey at 7. Bunty Afoa they got from the Warriors. Bunty's a good player.
Yeah, he is.
So they got him at 8. Pierce Paul at 12. So it's a first look at him in the Tigers uniform. The Tigers' depth actually looks quite strong, which is pleasing. They're playing the Panthers side, which has Talangi, Blaze Talangi and Cleary in the halves, which is good to see. And they got Kalani going at 12, who is obviously being blooded. So it always scares me when Penrith bring in a rookie because
he lights you up.
because they're going to be the world's best player at that position. So that'll be a good game, actually, both at full strength, at least for 20 minutes, being played at the home of Rugby League, being Leichhardt Oval.
The eighth wonder of
the world. And, so that'll be good. It'll be interesting to see.
I'll have the Panthers, thanks.
I don't disagree with you, but I'm just hoping the Tigers defend well and attack with some kind of spark. This will be an interesting game.
I do think the West Tigers will be more competitive this year.
I do. Looking at that team, it's not a bad side on paper. On paper, I just worry about coaching and the defensive issues that have been with this team since their inception in 2000 and
they'll find a way to fuck it up.
Yep. Yeah, they could fuck up a ham sandwich. So, but look, let's go. Hats off. They're on a winning streak of 1. Okay, we go to the next game. The Sharks versus the Raiders.
I'll take Canberra, thank you.
Look, I think that the Raiders they're not playing a full strength team. They've got no Weeks, no Strange, no Young. So that's
I'm still taking the Canberra, thank you.
This could be the Kuma under 19s, and I'd take them. The Sharks are full strength. They need to win. The Sharks need to show something.
If you're in the pre-season, they need to show something in the first half. And
yeah, they need to
fall
show
away after that. No one gives a shit. But I'm still taking Canberra. Thank you.
They need to look. They could come out and win by 30, and we're like, look, it was just a blot on their season. Was the first trial match. So, and the Tigers can lose by 30, and it'll be business as usual. So the next game is
back to normal programming.
The Eels and the Roosters. This is going to be a really good game. It's quite exciting because you're going to get your first look at Pezzett and Moses in the halves for Para, and DCE and Walker in the halves for the Roosters.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Eels.
So both are strong. I better say no.
I wasn't overly impressed with Pezzett as well.
In the Eels, I looked at the team and went, see, they're not playing Gutho at fullback. No Gutho.
What is wrong with you?
I don't know. Reece Robson, also his first run out for the Roosters at hooker. Blake Steep is at lock, and he was outstanding in the All-Stars game. So this will be a really good game just to see how the halves gel, how Robson goes in, how he fits in with the team. As I said, I've got high raps on the Roosters. I've got high raps on Para at the moment. So, yeah, I think it's good.
I think I'll just go the Eels because I hate the Roosters. So there you go.
Yeah, good. That's fair enough. Then you got the next game after that, Storm versus Titans. Fa'alogo gets the fullback position vacated by some dickhead that used to play in it.
I heard he brushed her.
He did brush me. So he takes over from Pappenhausen. No Hughes in the team as yet. So obviously, they're letting him rest a bit longer. The Titans have Kinney at fullback. Jojo Fafita was very good in the All-Star games. He's quite a big centre, so I reckon he'll have a big year. There are 2 players from a super coach point people are all talking about just from a price and what they could offer, one in the Titans, one in the Storm. So you got Cooper Bay for the Titans and Liz Tay for the Storm. So keep an eye on those 2 just from a work rate perspective to see how they actually go now against against stronger competition this week. So that'll be exciting. But again, I think the Storm are still treating this as a bit of a trial match, whereas the Titans are more rolling out a full-strength team.
Still take the Storm.
I'm going the Titans.
Okay.
Sunday, we move into the Rabbits and the Sea Eagles. So it's the first look at the pack of the Bunnies with Fafita at 12, which will be good. Campbell Graham was in and out of first grade. He's had issues with his sternum. So he's back on the wing, which will be great. Jai Gray at 1, Latrell at 3, Ashton Ward looks to be their halfback. Ashton Ward, I don't know.
I'll take the Rabbits, thanks.
Okay, so the Sea Eagles, there's no Turbo, which they should get used to that. It's the first look at Brooks and Fogarty.
What a shit show.
I agree. Now, last week I mentioned I'm going to reach out to a mate of mine, a mad Manly fan, season ticket holder. But he's actually one of the people that, when you talk to him about rugby league, he takes the emotion out of it and just gives his opinion based on his head, which is really interesting because I am completely opposite. I'm all the emotion. Like, I'm going to the grand final this year to watch the Tigers play, right? So, and I asked him, I said, what do you think? I said, for me, Manly bottom 4. And he's like, look, I think that people are looking at DCE and Fogarty as a downgrade. So we lost DCE, Fogarty comes in, he's a downgrade. One thing I will say is DCE was not good last year. So you don't really know if that's a downgrade. We can't say that as yet. But he also said that Seibold might actually want to play a certain style of footy that Fogarty fits. We haven't taken that into consideration.
Yeah.
So there are factors in there that I hadn't considered. I still think that Manly have a habit of finding some very good players, and there's talk around some of their young forwards that are coming through that are quite good. But my concern is the way Luke Brooks fell off his form towards the end of last year, that if he's going to be your playmaker, you might have some issues.
I don't think Fogarty was good at the end of last year.
He was terrible in that finals game.
And the form of Luke Brooks has been poor and will continue as he gets older.
Well, he started off the season very well, but then he got poor.
Yeah, he's going to... Yeah, I don't see it.
Yeah, I don't know. And it turns out, like, see how
we could be wrong,
mate,
it's happened
been wrong so many times. Look, Hugo Hart was really good in their first game, as was Sion Lafafai. Let's say that. He's a really big front rower, raw, young. So they've got a few good players coming through. I think they're going to really miss their centre, who's out he did his ACL at the end of last year. And he was absolutely incredible for him. His name escapes me, which is terrible. So they're missing a few, but let's see how this game goes. For me, I'm going the Rabbits.
I'm going the Rabbits too, Jace.
All right, so that's the last of the trial matches. I think if you really should get on KO or Fox and give them all a watch, because there's going to be some really good footy over these last these around 3 games, and that's the last of the trials.
Yeah, and there's one more game.
Oh, the
World Cup
Challenge. I don't have any interest in that.
So, well, I'll tell you, I don't know. The Broncos should win.
They should, but they never do.
It's on Friday at 6:30 a.m.
Yeah,
it's the strangest time to have that game.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like who in Australia? We're all going to work. No one's going to watch that game.
No one really watches it.
No way, get up and watch it.
I just don't have any interest in it. We always lose it because they've been partying for the whole time over there. The whole point is, all Brisbane are going to want to do is come back not injured. That's
Agreed.
it, right? So
I'll still take the Bronx.
Yeah, I don't know what anyone's paying.
I didn't look either. I don't care.
God, you really just phoned it in, haven't you?